months, though. Months. Holy moly.
Did I go too fast? Are you lost, Sam?
Don't take my silence for confusion, Brendan. I was just trying to kill you with my mind.
You big damn bugs, right? The size of my fist, size of a peanut butter banana sandwich.
Hail to the king, baby.
I don't know. I'm not that good at geography. Swallow this.
Call me a sport. I'd call you a heel. So I'm a heel. So whatever.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm gonna see the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No one will be seated after the doors are closed.
Broadcasting live from the skeet ravaged bayous of Louisiana. It is I, Maximilian, and let me tell you something. A wizard is never early or late. He or she arrives precisely when they are meant to arrive. And also, I was backstage waiting for my producer for a pregame pep talk, and got left waiting out in the bayou all by myself. It's cool. We'll catch up after the show, Rowdy. Hey, Stack. By the way, tonight we are broadcasting live on not one, but two. We are broadcasting on my personal Facebook and YouTube channel. I screwed up. It was supposed to be three. But I screwed up once again. Nakatosh Studios page is just getting ignored. Joe, who does number 2 work for? We need information. I'm never late. Maybe a little bit. I was watching some, hi, wifey. I'm pretty sure she probably appreciates not being videoed. So, but hi, wifey. Enjoy the show. Yeah, listen, dear God, every show starts with let's take a Polymarket bet on what the fuck is the matter with Max this week. And let me tell you, there is an update. So first, as a general rule of speaking, I'm just altogether as fucked up as a soup sandwich. So what up? How you doing, Box? And so that's just that's ongoing. That's never gonna change. So I get have some bad Taco Bell and try to shit myself for a month, and then I get a little better, and then I'm thinking I don't feel so good again. Turns out the whole house got the fucking COVID. So that is the great talk, the great hydrate, people. I'm apparently just getting over the Rona, or the virus, as they call it down here. And poor lovely wifey is just getting the bunt end of it. So, she is confined to quarters until Monday. Bless her sweet, adorable, sweet bootied heart. Who else we got now? We got, hey, Dins. It's good to see you, Super 44. I know I saw my favorite kitty, the kaiju kitty. It's an old family recipe. Hell yeah, hit that like button. You know what? I don't usually pay attention to these things because my Thursday show is different. If you're here, it's you equally have probably something wrong with you. You know, I click some, I tick some tism, and you're welcome. But that's one reason why the name of the show is Insert Name Here in parentheses, because it is, what is this? What am I doing? It's talking about Max. We talk about toys, we talk about antiques. Can we fix this thing? Let's do some audio, video, some EDC. I am the algorithm's worst nightmare. And for that reason alone, you need to tickle that like button. Do it. I know you want to. And, if not for me, for the chitlins. Ronnie. No, I'm over. I personally am over both. Today I have been feeling really good. Yes, I'm just going to stop there because I don't want to overextend myself. But yes, today I am doing really good. It's everybody around me is falling apart. So yeah, hydrate. That's it. Soup sandwiches cannot exist without proper hydration. So think of that. Just know that somewhere out there, D Amazing is doing everything he can for you. And all he wants in return is for you to hydrate. So let's all do that for D Amazing, folks. Delicious. The one, the only Leah. Evening to you. Oh, that is exactly how my wife woke up this morning. Just looked at me. Something not right here. It's Ronnie's show now, everybody. We're just going to do what Ronnie wants. All right. I think I'm caught up. Wait, did I miss Larry? No, can't miss Larry. Larry, I got a thing to open. I wasn't going to open anything tonight. I grabbed it. I may not open it. I may open it. But you just have to hit that like button and see. And and if you're on Facebook, it's okay. You can hit that like button too. Throw a little heart out there. Every time you hit a heart on Facebook or Instagram, some child in Zuckerberg's fenced-in Hawaiian plaza is sacrificed to and bring them, all of them. Feed the Zuck. Anyway, the best way to hit a like button is tonight. Listen, I want to start off tonight by apologizing a little bit for last week. I was very much in the throes of COVID. So I rewatched last week's episode. I don't usually rewatch my show. Absolutely I do. No YouTuber will admit that they rewatch their own stuff, but they do. They all do. I rewatched it and I don't know if I made any sense. I don't know if I even talked about what I was going to talk about because every time I come up with something, it all made sense. But tonight is kind of a continuation, and we're going to be covering a little bit of everything, and we'll hit that somewhere around the 30-minute mark. I don't know, maybe, or I may not do. I may just have a seizure and not talk about anything tonight. Who knows? I am not saying it's your fault. You gave us all that incredible intro, and you are a piece de resistance producer. So everybody give a big hand to Rowdy. Oh, and they sprout in places that you can't see them, like on your back and your shoulder hair. Yeah, that's what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, it was just all the usual dribble. Okay. All right. Hey, listen, I between everybody, I take a minute. Dens, I hope I've been thinking a lot about you lately. I hope your family in Colombia is safe. I know the fires out there in Spain. It's just you got it coming from all angles. So I hope you're well, brother. And I hope everything's good with you, your family, and friends. So stiff upper lip, mate. Oh yes, the enshittification, and it doesn't really exist. That's what we're going on tonight. That's I can get you a toe by 3. I think I've got a toe actually. Got a lot of little things in my little curiosity. Right now I have never been one to really just, aside from just quick discussions and all this shit behind me, I've never been one to really show off a lot of my collections. But I do have a video. Look forward to it. You should absolutely look forward to it. Because and there's that dribble. Tell you a story about toes in a minute. Anyway, but I've got a video of some of my collection coming out. Don't know when it'll be ready. Maybe I think I'll have a couple shorts or maybe a short kind of leading up to it, and then a video release as soon as the editor lets me know when it's ready to roll. I will post something in the community posts, and hopefully it will be something that oh my god, I'm blowing up with messages. Fuck off, people. I hope it's something you enjoy. I'm so eclectic in collecting things that it's hard for me to narrow down. So, and I don't want to just be I absolutely don't want to be just some other toy tuber, because that doesn't really, throw out entirely who I am, or in a more appropriate term, throw up who entirely I am. And there's so many people out there who are legitimate. They've dedicated a lot of their knowledge and time and vlog time to toy tubing and giving you good reviews. If you haven't seen Shark Eye's review on that Crimson Snake Armor, highly recommend it. It is a good review. But that's not entirely who I am. you know, a number of things all tied up. I've got tattoo collection stuff. I got art collection stuff. I got toys, way too many damn toys. But right now we're just focusing on toys, and that is the video that should have coming up here for you pretty soon. It only took me 5 minutes to tell everybody that. Hey, Diaz. I trolled my Gundam locals and got someone. I changed my player name in the app to huge ass. Did I miss something? Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. I don't know any Phil, but they do things when I can. I remember what you talked about last week. Now you told everybody how you love it when peeps walk into a tattoo parlor with pictures on their phone. Yeah, that's the direction I went? When really the whole point of last week's show is, you know, I don't know, maybe it was just a knock on a few people. Basically the whole point of last week's show was just collecting for fun and not necessarily for investment or just so you've got I don't know, maybe we'll revisit it. But anyway, tonight we're going to talk about the enshittification. This started, to give you a little backstory on it. Let me read the text. Let's see. Holy crap. There we go. Because I do have a video. There was a video posted about enshittification. It was an amazing video. Let's see if I can. Give me 1 second, and I want to try to post this in the chat. And I recommend everybody, if you get a chance, as soon as this video is done, check out this video. But I want to. There we go. So basically, it's just the enshittification of everything. You know, where you used to buy a really nice car for and now you get the same car for a higher price and it lasts half as long. You know, or it's shitty radio. It's something that some of us vintage collectors can tell you, like I like vintage hi-fi. And or people say, they don't make it like they used to, or something like that. It make sure radio edit all the bad words out. If I tried to spend any time editing the foulness of my language, I would basically just be one long. So, but he asked me, I was going to read that text before I. This enshittification video pertains to vehicles made me think the toy makers do the same thing. And I watched the video, and, you know, and I grew up in a time where I don't know if everybody remembers like the Geo Tracker. But a lot of vehicles that were made in the 80s and early 90s, the minute something plastic on it broke, you knew the rest of the car was soon to fall. They're disposable. I mean, that was the 90s was consume. Don't worry about the consequences. Just keep consuming. And I got to thinking about the enshittification of modern toys. And I know Rowdy's going to post somewhere in this that I am not going to pick on McFarlane. That's low hanging fruit. So we're going to, but that was a great vehicle. So was a Geo Tracker, the Suzuki. They made a little, it was, a lot of the Chevy Geo vehicles were Suzuki. The Geo Tracker was a Suzuki, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a great little 4x4. It just getting around, disposable. But all right, sorry. So it got me thinking, what examples of enshittification can we find in toys? Now, I would argue immediately, you have toys like when you can get this figure classified and then see the same figure brought down. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to take it down. I have an Xbox controller every few months. Oh, don't get me started on. I got a PS5 controller that I use for my Apple that I draw on it. It's right here. This thing. iPad. Yeah, thank you. Kind of spacing out a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I got a PS5 controller for that. Guess how long that thing lasted? Months. I don't even use it on a PlayStation. I use it for playing a couple games on my iPad. So it's we can all find there's plenty. Yeah, listen, when it comes to controllers, yeah, we're about to get to that, Diaz. When it comes to game controllers, listen, you want to talk about enshittification? Go and look at the pricing on a PS5 Pro controller. And then look how it's got the exact same problem that it has had for the last. It's got drifting. Yeah, they've known about this problem. It's a known problem. They ain't gonna fix it. Nah, fuck them. They'll buy it again. 200. The last PS5 controller Pro that I looked at that I was genuinely interested in was somewhere around $250. And Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother level of enshittification that I can't even begin to crown. That's if Chris Cox could figure out a way to rent this fucking shit to me, he'd be doing it. It's what they're doing with Dungeons and Dragons. You want to talk about, before we get into shittification of toys, let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Something that you only have to own one of. I've got first edition, second, and I collect first edition. I still have a bunch of my AD&D second edition books. They're too expensive for me to touch anymore, but THACO for life. And my family all play fifth edition, so we have a good basis of fifth edition books. The minute I found out what their plan, what Cox's plan was for Dungeons and Dragons, I told my family, every fifth edition book you can find, buy it. You'll never have to buy another one. You'll always be able to play that game. Because as long as you've got a player's manual and a dungeon master's guide, you've got the game. You've got the game. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I say this with love, but no, ma'am. That's some cream right there. You bought those books. You're mad that something better came along, so you're just going to keep fighting for that 3.5. Anyway, but it is what it is. I fifth edition is something that I can't play it anymore because every time I try thinking about Dungeons and Dragons, I start getting a little, mind stops working. But what they want to do is everything. In fact, they've begun doing it. It's Dungeons and Dragons is about to become subscription. They are very rarely, the plan is they're very rarely going to put out any new Dungeons and Dragons books, which would be fine if they, if fifth edition was where you were staying at, you were never changing it. Print those. Just keep printing those. I guarantee you, they get worn out. People need new books. Just this is what happened with TSR. I've talked about this before. TSR just realized you can only just it gets to a point where you've got enough product out there. Nobody needs your stuff anymore. And then also Xerox fucking exists. So. But Chris Cox wants to take Dungeons and Dragons, make it completely a subscription service. All computer, iPad, you have to, be able to access it on your phone, the D&D Beyond. And it's, they basically want World of Warcraft prices, $15 a month. So stick that. But some people they think, and listen, I could go on for a long time about this. I used to go to RPGA events. I met the man himself, briefly in passing. I wish I could have got to sit on Gary Gygax's lap and, talk to him like he was Santa Claus, because he was my Santa Claus. But that is definitely some major enshittification. Fifth edition is like when you're sitting in a chair for a few hours and you stand up, peeling it away. Hurts because you're essentially fused to the chair. You know what? I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm outnumbered in this house. And these women, know where all the knives are and where I sleep. So, um, I am a second edition for life. But whatever system you like, you can go on about that for a long time. I've seen that it's Dungeons and Dragons is unshitificationable. It genuinely is. They try. Chris Cox is going to try, and he's going to fail because any updates that he puts out, somebody's going to screenshot that shit, and it's going to end up on the internet, and boom. All we need is one person to pay $15 a month for any game updates, and we all move on with the rest of our lives. So his plan is destined for failure as it was in the past. And it's just, and plus GURPS and Pathfinder and, a bunch of other systems exist, but I am a TSR man, and that, I think I gave away, I had a stack of 3.5 books, at least a foot and a half tall. I think I had pretty much everything 3.5, and I just gave them away to a buddy of mine. He likes it. So, if you like 3.5, play 3.5. It's okay. It's, I'm sure there's shit around this house that I mean, I have a toe in the cabinet. I really do have a toe right over there. It's either a toe or a phalange. I'm not sure which, but I got Rasputin's penis in a jar, so it tests me on that. But it's behind the dragonfly. So anyway. But when it comes to toys, then Robert Diaz pointed out these like Super 7 is kind of the I really agree with him on this. Personally, I have a complete collection of California raisins that my grandmother collected. I know people who have, they collect one color of fucking crayon. People collect shit for, and if you like Super 7, now is your time to be alive. But I don't know that aside from greedy corporate and, the continuous bullshit we get from Walmart and Target cancel cons, I really don't know that I can say that there's an enshittification of toys right now, even including Super 7. Oh, I feel dirty just saying that. If you like Super 7, them shelves are packed for you. The big scandal right now, and I genuinely, I'm not a Hasbro. I don't even know what that, I guess if you don't know what that is, then you probably are one. But, I'm definitely not one. There was a major screw up by Hasbro. They released the wrong price on a little Star Wars, I think it was either vintage or Black Series. Something I remember paying $2 for as a kid. is that like the eighth undiscovered flavor? I don't know what that is. No, that's umami. Never mind. Anyway, but oh, let me. Yeah. Where'd Max go? Max go. Yeah. You gotta have the fizz. It's how I go out in public without drawing attention. So but I have to depend. I'm in depends. I have to defend Super 7. I just reviewed 5 figures and they have been the best figures from Super 7 I have ever held. I'll check out that review. It's I got a reaction. Can't turn down. I got this, my little Spock. I need Spock. Their overpricing is definitely something that I am not going to say that Super 7 is in shitification. Aside from the fact that it is pricing, just like with Hasbro and their recent, price, listen, paying $27 for this, that's not a big deal when you've got other figures that per capita are so much more expensive and for so much more less. Super 7, they're those little figures are just they're shelf candy. That's what and I believe me, I've got plenty of shelf candy. It just Gaines, thanks for stopping by. I hope you do check the rest of this. I might say something intelligent. I wouldn't count on it, but overpricing is just gotten ignorant. Now, what somebody considers overpricing is all relative. What I consider a high price, somebody else, it's nothing. It's $27 that just, is my little. I don't have $27 to my fucking name right now, but I got enough to pick up a little retro figure every now and then. That's okay. That's a good, okay price. Paying $25 for a reaction figure will never, ever be all right for me. And that's kind of when toys are almost too good right now. So you can't put in shitification on the toys. It's the companies, again, going back, finishing my little bit about, them taking that little Star Wars, it was a little off, I can't remember what it's called, the IVT4, something like that. Again, when I was a kid, I bought one. They were little cheap off rigs that you got. Wasn't a main storyline vehicle. It was still cheap. And then going for saying somebody made a mistake saying it was $51, and then it comes out it's an $80 toy. And I'll tell you something else. Everybody really ought to take just side topic here, because Max never, goes side topic. Everybody ought to just leave Mr. Steve the fuck alone. That's just some bullshit. And I know that there is nothing more toxic in the toy world than Star Wars fans. So pissing them off is like, awakening Mount Doom and the wrath of Sauron. Oh yeah, I just made a Lord of the Rings reference talking about Star Wars people. That'll definitely piss them off. Hey, Cooter, listen. I hope you heard. Did you hear about the real Cooter? We're all sorry about that, but you're welcome here anytime, bud. So he didn't. If he made that mistake, if it's his fault, it's still corporate people way above these people that you see. These little letterhead people that you see every day. You know, if Lenny screwed something up on G.I. Joe, or like everybody blaming Emily every time there was something they didn't fucking like, it just, that shit right there is, you know, it's going to get back to the point. And we absolutely should speak up. If you're unhappy about that price, that absolutely should have been addressed. It was a fuck up. They should have owned that shit. They should have said, you know what? That's our bad. But there's nothing we could do about it. And they did. They issued an apology, everything like that. But going after those little, you know, Hasbro Pulse TV, YouTube guys, and that shit right there wasn't right. Yeah, definitely. R.I.P. Ben Jones. So yeah, but you know what? Is she a poser, or she was pretty much green lighting almost everything that you were getting? I don't know. You know what? I don't know any of the backstory, but all I know is that just she was a focal point, and that's when it's way up here, and you're blaming. You know, that's almost modern society right now. You know, oh, the billionaires, they're great people, they're lovely, but fuck them working class assholes. You know, them pieces of shit always want some. Yeah, see, that's just more of all that. It instead of going after the people that need blamed, we always just kind of go after easy targets, because, you know, and I'm speaking for myself, because we are kind of just some lazy twats. Man, listen, I'll tell you what, watching some of the Star Wars people the last week has been insane. And, you know, and that's the enshittification that I see in the toy world. It's, you know, the hey, I'm making figures and I'm saving you, and look at the great price I'm giving. Meanwhile, it doesn't, instead of taking, this has been like one of my big complaints about, well, and definitely not my only one. And I'm going to mention this. I'm going to regret it as soon as I fucking do. I know it. Some of my complaints with the big deal about the price of Valaverse figures, how it's, everybody's always going on, well, they're lowering the price of those figures. Well, you know what? Instead of lowering the price, give me more shit. And again, I'm not trying to start a rag on that totem, but you know, it's the same way with these figures here. These are, all these little retro carded figures are made in the Vietnam factory, and almost everyone, the only problem that I've had with any of these figures is the hole for the backpack in the back has been way too small. Joints have always been good. Haven't had those little, you know, Bazooka Joe gummy weapons out of them. They come with the they're good figures. I will still maintain that the green shirts that they put out, I think it was the first ones that they released out of the Vietnam factory, were some of the best figures that I saw all of last year. In all of the classified line, everything they came out with, those figures out of the Vietnam factory were exceptional. And then you get mainline classified, and the weapons are gummy. The same price. The weapons are gummy. The female joints are make you think you're buying a damn Black Series figure, and that's a little bit of enshittification. And and what's going to get all this? Hold on, put that back. Give me more shit, says the guy who had I know, really. When Haystack asked me about this at the end of last show, I was like, man, nobody really wants me to do a show talking about more of any kind of gastric issues. And I feel you. Listen, I was the one over here shitting myself to death. So it's I would love to get. I notice. I would actually like to hear more. I would love. And there's so many NDAs, you'll never get any of the story. But I'm going to tell you a lot of the shit that these people talk. The frenemies and the enemies and the other shit like that. Most of that crap is absolute marketing. It's bullshit. Bullshit. They don't hate each other. They just they all steal each other's steal. They all use each other's ideas. The more you talk about something, the more it has relevance. So when they go on about each other and do all this crap, they're staying relevant in the toy community. If you've got somebody who is, whether you like Emily or not, she is still to this day relevant, because you can't talk about a lot of G.I. Joe without talking about Emily. Just like Lenny, even though he's over at Boss Fight Studios now. You're not going to be done talking about Lenny with G.I. Joe Classified series for probably at least the next 3 years. Everything coming out here this next year, Lenny had his hand in, and everybody's going to be bitching about that shit for at least 2 years after it comes out. So we're looking at still talking about Lenny's relevancy to G.I. Joe for at least till 2030. So huzzah. Enemigos. I'm going to get, you know what? You and I, Kaiju, we need to start I think it's just kind of like Netflix when they used to send out those little rat bags. That's what we used to call them anyway. Those red pouches with the DVDs in them. You and I need to start up a vinyl business, and just listen to a record, send you a red bag with some vinyl in it. We'll talk. It's a great idea. Nobody steal that. Red bag, rat bag. Well, I mean, that's some I-95 shit right there. But you've got when it again, and I want to stress, I look back on. I've had all the Kenner Star Wars when I was a kid, all the early GI Joes. I was there from day one collecting GI Joes. O-ring, straight arm, no swivel. Wish I had all them things now, but and then I look at just the stuff coming out. Like you look at 5K. You want to see where toys are right now? Look at anything that is on 5K toys. And then look at what any mainline stuff, geez Louise, the third party creators right now are doing so much. And in 5 years, that's going to be, hopefully that's going to be where we are, because usually toned down a little bit for the general market. But if you want to know where toys are going, look at some of the really advanced third-party releases coming out of Singapore, coming out of South Korea, things like that. Right now, we're, anything that you're collecting today, if you live that long, you'll be recollecting the same thing in 30 years, and it's going to be better. There's a few companies out there just kind of, I feel, are unimaginative, trying to cash in on, I don't want to pick on anybody's company. Loyal subjects, I'm going to pick on just a little bit. They had an opportunity to go in, re-engineer mask, I think, from the floor up. And maybe not. Maybe what they got was all they could get. Hasbro is weird about their licensing. And, and the minute you make something better than Hasbro is, Hasbro's just going to steal it right back from you. So, if Loyal Subjects had done a complete rework of Mask from the ground up, Hasbro would probably be figuring out a way to do them in 6-inch figures, and even better, and fucking you out of the whole deal. That's their MO. You lost me at TMNT. You know what? I'm going to talk about Turtles for a minute. This one's the genius of Eastman and Layard licensing this shit out to everybody they possibly fucking could. Just everything. And it just doesn't matter what you like. They are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, with the exception of some of the really advanced ones. There's a turtle missing in Kentucky. Oh, I got you. With the exception of some of the really advanced ones, like Mondo, and some of the third-party ones that I've seen, which are outstanding. Even some of the NECA ones. NECA. Yeah, NECA. That's... Oh, Nickelodeon. Yeah, okay. But they are... You'll fight over my team. Listen, hey, they're making it. But eventually, it doesn't matter. They are the California Raisins and the Smurfs of our time period. It doesn't matter what you like. There is a version of Turtle for that. If you're into art, there is somewhere out there is a Bob Ross turtle. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure if I Google right now Bob Ross Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, I bet that shit will pop up. But turtles are something that, and I don't want to use in shitification when talking about this. Because the only thing fucking more nuts than Star Wars fans are turtle fans. So hey, listen, you all hail the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They can do no wrong. They're forever in our glory. But no, Diaz, no. I don't even want to talk. Anyway, no. The people, you know, and I listen. When I used to sit with my grandmother and talk about her California raisin collection, she loved them. It didn't matter what it was. If that raisin was blowing a saxophone or blowing another raisin, she was going to have that raisin. And it's the same way with a lot of turtle fans. It just, you know, I'd honestly, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to me are a completionist's nightmare. I know with my Joes, I know it's probably going to be winding down before too long. I know that there's an end in sight. I can see a glimmer at the end of that tunnel. And with turtles, that shit's eternal, man. It's I can't say, even some of the toy lines that we love to hate, like Super 7 and Loyal Subjects, and the enshittification is there, but it's not in the actual toys. It's in the fact that nobody wants fucking Micronauts. Why would you want this when you see the quality of the figures, Star Wars figures that Nacelle is putting out? That's where the enshittification lies, is the fact that it's almost, it's that cream, baby. That this figure is probably being sold somewhere for the same price one of those Nacelle Star Trek figures is. And that's the enshittification. It, again, cash rules everything around me. It all comes down to that money. That's where the enshittification is. It's whether it's the tariffs doing it, and that's you know, global political bullshit. I know that in order to make this figure, we as Americans import natural gas to a lot of these companies because you need natural gas to make these action figures. And so, you know, when the price of that shit, we have a bad winter this year. And this year, you know, anything pretty much east of I-20 is supposed to be just almost day after tomorrow kind of winter this year. So you can expect that because of that winter and because of natural gas prices going up, these are going to be $30 figures here before too long. It's that's where the enshittification lies. Ooh, I got sent a video. Well, I will make sure that sometime tonight we will either have a teaser or the full video. I will speak to my editor. And we will figure out where maybe we can do a little clip tonight on the show. And I don't know how any of this shit works. I push a button and I go live and I talk about stuff. But let me ask you, the audience, what do you see if you had to? And Robert Diaz, you've said that you think Super 7 is definitely worthy of enshittification. But again, and I'm always going to do this. Super 7 has they've got some good stuff. It's definitely not those reaction figures, in my opinion. But some of their kaijus and some of the other things that they do, I don't know. Maybe everything they do sucks. I think they're owned by Funko. So if I had to say something, Funko Pops would definitely be something that, and you know what? I own some Funko Pops. I own some Super 7. So let's take it to the audience. What Funko owns Mondo. Okay. Mondo is their price makes me sad, but their figures are so pretty. That is small production run will always have a Super 7 can't do good kaiju because they do swappable heads instead of articulated jaws. That's sad to hear. As a kaiju expert, I will defer to your judgment. Mine has been limited based upon, a few things I am. I don't know. I honestly don't know if I have always said this and I will continue to say it. If Super 7 and all those reaction figures were priced for kids, there would be no bigger supporter for them than me. If they were priced for some 5-year-old to play with. And then, and the thing about that is, you got, if you had something for the kids in 40 years, they're going to be on here wearing a fez talking about, oh, when I was a kid, I had that Spock, Super 7. I had that snake armor react. Where's those O-ring figures at, Super 7? I didn't like them. I thought they looked like shit, but you were doing something. Oh my God, shut up. Watch. How do you turn on the silence? There it is. Oh, I had it on silent. Okay. Anyway, it's very hard to pinpoint just one aspect: price point, articulation, plastic quality, accessories. There's a lot of contributing factors. I agree. But what qualifies? What is one product that we can all agree on in a toy that is 100% in shitification. Be it figure, be it a toy that's been produced within the last I don't want to say the last 10 years. That's pretty broad. Let's say the last 5 years. What's one thing that we can nah, I can't give you that one. The only bad part about those were really just the price. They were way overpriced for what they were. The Fruit Loop toys. Mm. You talking about the toys in the cereal boxes? Or you talking about like the Chester shit? You listen, this right here, you want to talk about in shitification. Here you go. This is my contributing. At no point when you see Chester Cheetah anywhere does he not have his mouth open and his tongue out. This thing came with 2 heads, and neither one of them had jaw articulation. Anyway, Hasbro Wolverine gets no build figure pieces. Oh, well, that's just to keep you on the hook. That's what that game is, because, you know, they're going to give you the head you want, but not the body you want. And then they're going to give you the claws that you want, but not the arm that you want. Then they're going to give you the color that you want, but not the height that you want. I've been listening to people talk about Hasbro and Wolverine for at least 20 years. Cereal toys. I didn't even know they even put any Nobody's Perfect. And they definitely and listen, I hated that figure the first day I got it. And it's grown on me. But the fact that it has no jaw articulation just absolutely infuriates me. Oh, did I miss something, Rowdy? Yeah, okay. All right. Technically a toy. You know what, that there's a little something to point out about that figure. That was the basically the unreleased special edition Scarlet and unreleased special edition Shooter that they basically just put in one box and call it Legacy. But you know, that may mean down the line that we're gonna possibly get both of those figures coming back when, you know, they haven't reused any of that stuff that they've used for that figure. I do know there's a story behind that, but I don't know. But I don't believe it generally. And everybody, thank you for your, you know, suggestions, but you know, the fact that it's so hard to just come up with one. It's like, yep, that one right there. That's the one. I could tell you right there. That's just poor design, but can you qualify that as enshittification? Okay. Enshittification is the gradual decline of quality of a digital platform or service. Now it's gone past digital, but the three phases of decline. Good for users. The item launches. Well, now see, this deals too much with online stuff. I'll read what the gradual decline in quality of a digital platform or service, coined by writer Cory Doctorow in 2022. It describes the companies initially offer a great feature to attract users and then shift to favoring business customers, finally strip away quality for everyone to maximize profits. Star Wars Black Series, I think see, you can't really put that out there because nothing has changed. They're still doing the same Black Series figures that they were doing 10 years ago. I know. I mean, I got 2 or 3 of them over there, and they're exact same character. Most toys have gotten better. You know, by that definition, even reaction figures have improved. This little Spock, I know I've had this Spock for at least almost 10 years. And if I put it up to a modern Super 7 reaction, figure, the paint qualities, you know, their stuff has gotten, if nothing else, it's on it's plateaued. It's still on the same shit it always was. It would basically, an example would be if they came out with the Vamp and, you know, it had the doors, or or the Stinger had the doors, the lid opened, you could remove an engine. And then the next series came out that all those things were gone, but it was the same price. So they're removing features. Enshittification of toys is a hard card to drop. The new Star Wars Black Series, I want to pull that. Sorry, Leah. I meant to pull you up. That Padme is beautiful. It's a figure that's, I don't know they've done except in like a 12-inch Barbie doll. New boxes, I don't give a shit about, because again, who keeps the boxes? but are they taking away features? Is articulation going to improve? That's what I want to see. And that's whether we like what the figure is or not, or the asset or option that it came from, whether it's G.I. Joe, Star Wars, something else like that. None of us can say that action figures or any kind of, dolls and period have really gone down. The price has raised to maybe to reflect that, or just out of spite and greed. Who fucking knows? But somebody knows. I just don't. But quality has improved. Maybe not to the speed in which most of us collectors want to see it improve, but honestly, I get a little confused sometimes when I understand a reasonable review. It's one reason why I like Rowdy's reviews. I like, very seldom does Rowdy just absolutely fucking just hate, what she's reviewing. Shark Eyes and some of the other Bees Battlegrounds, a few other people, very seldom do they just absolutely hate what they're reviewing. So I get a little confused at some of the yeah. Anyway, moving along. But I get a little confused. It's mostly in the chat. And I know there's some groups out there and some stations. It's listen, if you think you're affecting by some of this talk, these companies, I want to remind you of an old saying of a man named P.T. Barnum. And P.T. Barnum said, talk good about me, talk bad about me, just keep talking about me. You're mad about this Star Wars thing, keep talking about it. Keep talking about it, because that just means that the words Star Wars is getting blasted into somebody's head. Talk about a boycott, because those that are for it are going to do it anyway. Those that aren't are just going to buy twice as much just to piss off those that did. In shitification example is that Scorpion they released around 2015, where they painted his face all green so that they could sell the regular one later. But see, you're talking about in reverse. They would have to put the good one out first and then create the bad one that you need. So let's keep on with this. So I needed my Marvel Legends people to come out here and keep the box. I know you could. So when that first Scorpion released, and they painted his face all green, was the rest of that figure exceptional? The scorpion tail, the articulation, everything but the face was good. Yes or no? Stated that he made that one specifically and they unengineered it so they can do more later. But that's still within shitification. You need it to start out good. Like, See, and I spent all week trying to think of something that qualifies for this. And I couldn't. Black Widows. You know what? There you go. You want a case of enshittification. You've had some good Black Widows come out, and every good one is always putting it to a 2-pack. You know what? I'll accept that. There's what somebody calls it figure hostage figures that I will count hostage figures as a form of enshittification. That is 100% when you've got like actually I got them right over here. No, I put them into the back. That when you've got like that Sergeant Slaughter that came out, I just had it last week, was talking about it, how the one they sent me to replace that busted chameleon. They put that Sergeant Slaughter that absolutely nobody fucking wants, nobody asked for, nobody cares about, to make some stupid reference to some WWF shit back in the day that is, don't get me started on that crap. Anyway, you know, almost nobody alive buying it, with the exception of a few, remember what reference that's to. But in order to get one of the Mad Dogs, you had to buy that 2 set. In order to get Mercer, you had to buy that 2 set. It's the only way you were getting him. Yeah, Psylocke and Thanos. You know, that's nobody really, unless you really needed him. And Rowdy even said this on a couple of her reviews, that Thanos, they just came out with one like not too shortly before that was better than that Thanos. Everybody just wanted the Psylocke. The Wolverine, probably one of, in my opinion, one of the best Wolverines that they made until SH Figure Arts come out with theirs. But you had to buy that Silver Samurai that nobody fucking wanted. That is, I will definitely say hostage packs like that is probably the closest we're going to get to labeling something in shittification. Now, again, I mentioned earlier Loyal Subject and Mask, and I want to say that that's a little bit of enshittification, because when you're re-releasing the toys that are almost verbatim identical to the toys that came out in 1982, and you're releasing them as brand new figures today with brand new figure price tags, that's enshittification in the toy world. That's absolutely 100%. You took something that, you know, you got a nostalgia option. You got that license. Nobody was using, nobody was, you know, only a few of the fans were thinking about, and you made the exact same fucking product that you can go on eBay and buy used. Because you know how everybody in these parts sure like, you know, they're Roscons. Why would they buy a brand new at triple the, I'm trying to remember. I bought the Rhino, Mask Rhino. It was the pickup truck. I bought it brand new off the shelf. And I want to say it was $25. Now that was a lot of money in early 80s. I had to dig deep in mom's purse for that one, but you know, that's you're charging 4 times. I think it's $100 now. That seems to me like that should qualify, but I don't know. I think most people, with the exception of just some corporate greed bullshit, you're really not going to find too many toys that they're, and again, McFarlane is some low hanging fruit. But I think he's just being petty. McFarlane is a good example, I think, of some shitification. Not entirely. Again, I think that a lot of the toys that they're making now, holy crap, if these were toys that I had as a kid, I'm through the roof. I really, I don't think too many people, if they really sit and thought about it, could honestly. There's plenty of shit to bitch about. Prices, availability, Walmart, Target, cancel cons, pre-orders, you know, HasLabs. There's, but almost everything that is shitty about the toy world, fucking toy collectors. You know, the greatest thing I hate about being a toy collector is other toy collectors. So but you know, yeah, but you know what? All that does is bring back piracy. So so that right there won't last long. You're just going to find too many people going back to I'm going to find a way to download every game that you have and put it on an SD card that now costs $500. And then I'm going to have every game instead of just buying that one. And then they're not going to play it on your PS5. They're just going to start. I think you're going to start seeing the PC gaming community rise to that occasion. So that's where I am. I really don't play anything. Although I have been thinking about, side note, finding an old Intellivision 2. I had so much fun on that. I used to love that thing. But oh no, listen, I'm happy with diversity of figure height. But if you know, I actually wish that Hasbro, and they've started doing it a little bit, but the minute they do, it's everybody bitches about it, like, oh, mainframe is short. Oh, really? Okay. Well, maybe he's short. They don't do actual file cards anymore. That's a little enshittification for you. You know, it used to get really good file cards on the back of your figures. They don't have that anymore. They're almost worthless. So, I don't think they even, do they show height? No, they don't even show height anymore. Probably because they don't want to pay Larry Hama for any more than they already have to. So, but no, I'm generally, when it comes to the toy world. I generally, other than the fact that I'm just a broke motherfucker right now, and can't afford shit. Toys are at their all-time best. 2027 is going to be it's going to break some people. And I think I think the bubble is going to burst, is something I do think. I think that you've got literally so many toys, and we haven't even seen what Toy Fair has coming out. It is. Okay. Load it up. Ooh, Max needs to get a steady cam. That was really cool. Everybody give Rowdy a big applause. She worked really hard on that. That preview looked really good. And that is just a sample. So did you say there was a link somewhere? I'll have the full video. We'll have the full video up here pretty quick if it's not already up. Rowdy's been working really hard as an editor because I am just I've done editing. All my editing is all audio based. So video editing is something that I am going to have to really start sinking my teeth in here pretty soon. And I'm looking into a few things. I know that okay. Well, we'll get it posted after the show, so stay tuned for that. We'll have it for everybody. So it's fine. We're here now talking. What do we need that? I just like post it, get it posted. Come on. I spent 15 minutes on this. You motherfuckers better get it posted. She does not sound like that at all. And I'm going to be in trouble for talking shit. But we will have that posted before the end of the night. We'll have it posted up for you. So if Rowdy says it's ready, if not, it'll be tomorrow and you'll have to wait till then. Actually, 7:30. Snitches get stitches. Nah, but except you, you're fine. Oh, it ain't ready. Oh, okay. All right. The preview is ready. The preview will be posted up, and we'll have the real video. The real video coming soon. I have a lot of things that I collect. I'm very eclectic when it comes to things, and I've also got a 15 years of tattoo shop that when I closed it down, I had to find a place to put a lot of the weird shit that I kept in there. So I promise you, if you look through these videos, you're going to see something that's like, what the fuck was that? So I think I grabbed a few of those little what the fuck things. And I really do like, I collect sideshow gaffs. If you've ever seen what the Fiji mermaid is, So I've got like all kinds of really, really weird shit. Yeah, like a jackalope. Except jackalopes are real. They are. They are. Yeah, they are. But okay. I'm right. You're wrong. But oh yeah, biology degree. Sorry. Okay, maybe jackalopes aren't real, but they're real in my heart. Yeah, snipe hunters. Yeah, send them out there. Take that 12-foot pole and just go crawl. You see that big old hole out there in the field? Go poke around in it, see what comes out of it. I guarantee it'll be a snipe. Or a badger. Probably badger. I'm trying to think. I don't remember who I did this with, but I used to have, it might have been Haystack, that we used to have about a 12-foot pole, and maybe even longer, big old wood pole. And you'd go find these little badger holes out in the field. And I mean, these badger holes, if you've never seen a badger hole, you could drop a 5-year-old down one and they would probably keep rolling. So I would sit there with a pole. My buddy would have a double barrel shotgun, and that's how you got rid of badgers. And I didn't like being on the end of that pole, because if that badger, if he was a little not paying attention with that shotgun, and that badger came out, badger wasn't going for my buddy. Badger was going to whoever was poking it with that fucking pole. Don't mess around with badgers. I said would. That's pretty much all I got for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody's got anything else that I missed, we can I want to keep on to the 2-hour mark. Dear God's rowdy. Yeah, but baby prairie dogs are the best. Friend of mine growing up had a pet prairie dog. His name was George, and you could love him and stroke him, and he would bite the shit out of you. Call them dust puppies. You know what? From now on, that's what I'm gonna call them too. That's a good name for prairie dogs. Dust puppies. Max, if you want to watch something entertaining, go watch For Your Height Only is a 3-foot tall James Bond. Oh, no. Oh, I bet his roommate loved that. Oh man, I'm trying to think, since we've degraded the night of talking of anything, influential or, intellectual. Let's just go ahead and go into movies. I'm trying to think has anybody watched the new Toxic Avenger? I'm about to pop it on. I watched Backrooms. Nah, Obsession does. Wait, is that the one with Spider-Man's wife, Zendaya? the new Toxic. I hope so. I've seen, I think, just about every old school Toxic Avenger movie. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh wait, no, Obsession, the one where the Wish Willow. Oh yeah, that's on the list as soon as it's streaming. Max does not go to theaters because people out here bring their shitty little snotlings. I also don't have a Peacock. I am a Monkey's Paw fan. I do like, yeah, but I'm looking forward to Obsession. Listen, Blumhouse can almost do no wrong for me. If I just need a Grindhouse double feature, Blumhouse does it for me almost every time. Are we not doing phrasing anymore? I'm looking forward to it. I seen it was on Amazon. I've got Amazon, and for the next little bit, I've got Netflix. Backrooms is what I watched the other day. Apparently, I was looking forward to watching it with my favorite little rugrat, and she apparently went and watched it without me because I'm irrelevant as a parent, and I don't matter anymore. But that's okay. She still watched it with me again because I'm sure that we'll probably watch it again because I am a Kane Pixels. Just everything that kid's done, I've watched. So I'm an architect, and you can eat them. It's my house. I paid for it. It's my architect. I paid for it. I enjoyed, but the actor, what is his name? He was in Serenity. He's just I cannot remember his name. Baron Mordo, that's his real name. Yeah, Tweedle, that's it. I love that guy. He is my Denzel Washington of 2027, 2026. I know that I'll watch anything with Denzel in it. I don't care what it is. Tweedle, anything that I see him in, I know I'm going to have a good time. It's going to be worth the price of admission to the theater that I don't go to. So I'm a big fan of his. You, Rowdy, if you're a Kane Pixel fan, you're going to like it. That's all I'm going to tell you about Backrooms. If you, I don't know if I could look at that movie through kids' eyes, like not knowing if I went into Backrooms without knowing anything about it. I don't think I would have liked it. I think that you really have to have a little bit more information for that movie. If I was coming at this, you were Max about your Denzel stage, and now on mission to find a bad. there's a movie he plays the Mighty Quinn. When Quinn the Eskimo gets there, everybody's gonna shout for joy. Come on without, come on within. I'm gonna get demonetized, but I don't get paid already, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I love the Mighty Quinn. I think that was my first. That was my Denzel virginity was taken away then, and it's God. You can't give me a bet. Fallen. Oh, what a great movie. Inside Man. That man don't do nothing but hits, baby. One after the other. Tweedle does some questionable shit. You talk about him, and Rowdy mentioned Mondo. We never got a resolution to that storyline. That whole story arc of there should be no more sorcerers and shit like that. I would watch that. Where's that movie? Come on, Karen, Kevin, whoever owns the DC or not the DCU, the MCU. Where's that movie at? Come on, Kevin. What about Outside Man? I enjoyed Backroom, and all I knew was the original picture of it. I couldn't remember any of the lore. Well, I'll believe it when it happens. I am actually, everybody. I'm a little pissed off at YouTube because I didn't go into the Backrooms movie as ready, unprepared for it as I should have been. I pretty much knew the end creature before I got to see it because, of course, YouTubers got to fucking talk about something. But I am looking forward to Supergirl. Still looking forward to Supergirl. And the more people bitch about it, the more I'm looking forward to it. Did I give spoilers away? What spoiler did I give away? Oh, it's the Backrooms. There's always a creature. Yeah, that's not spoiler. That's just common knowledge that you should have already had because you're subscribed to Kane Pixels and you have watched all the back lore. That's not spoilers. That's that's you need to get busy. Yeah, see, everybody, I pretty much I know I'm going to enjoy a movie. I've got a few touchstones of morons. And when I see these morons bitching about the same shit that they always bitch about, like, oh, it's a girl in a role and she's acting, and oh, where's my alpha male? Then I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna like this movie. My Supergirl, I paid for it. I am gonna be very picky when it comes to Supergirl because I know the source material, and the source material, Supergirl, Woman of Wonder, is still to this day and I am pretty well read in comics. some of the finest writing, drawing. The book is just amazing. I know it's going to go off. I know it's going to go off in a few different directions, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to go that far off. We'll see. I haven't got to see it yet. Somebody send me $40. I'll buy it and I'll watch it. I'll tell you how much I liked it. Well, piss on both of those actresses. I'm not really a fan of, I mean, I'm kind of agnostic when it comes to, that Gina. She's fine if she's in a movie. I'm fine with her not being in a movie. Sydney Sweeney is, again, I don't know. Doesn't do anything for me. I've seen better. So, but I don't judge her on her tits, but I haven't seen any of her acting that is really show me a role that's not, show me a good movie. I don't, it's like I got in trouble by nobody, idiots who demand that she come back. That's fans of hers, I guess, maybe. I don't care one way or the other. She comes back and acts. I try to separate unless it's just somebody who should absolutely be admonished, and like the principal from Ferris Bueller's. If I never ever see a picture of that idiot ever again, fine. It's people like that, but when it comes to most people, sometimes there should be I believe there should be a separation between somebody's work and, I guarantee you there are plenty of assholes that I wouldn't walk across the street to piss on if they were on fire, who built the bridge that you drive across every day. Doesn't make that bridge bad. They're still twats. So that's the kind of, I don't know, maybe I just do that because I've got enough battles to fight every day. I don't need one more. But then also, I don't know, yeah, Rowdy, we don't even need to talk about Angel Studios. That is, I keep getting advertisements for that shit, and I cannot block it fast enough. It is such mindless dribble for who? Nobody. I still am pissed off at Ridley Scott for Napoleon. I got in trouble on here a couple weeks ago because I was talking about Daisy, who played Rey on the 3 Star Wars films, which shall not be named. And, as a person, I'm sure she's wonderful. As an actress, I really have never seen anything that just excited me. I watched something with her the other day. It was a period piece that she did for BBC television. I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called, but she was really good. And I'm sure that if she'd been given a good script for the 3 Star Wars movies, that she would have played that role just fine. But I'm looking forward. I like me some Christopher Nolan films. I like how much it agitates the it's fun to watch every time. You know you're going to get at least 10 years of YouTubers talking about what this means, and their thumbnails will be full of little circles and red arrows and that lead to fucking nothing, and filling up my time with useless shit. They just fucking Christopher Nolan. But I love his movies. I love Christopher Nolan movies because you have to realize that, you know, like somebody was talking to me once about Batman and the Dark Knight and the Christopher Nolan Batman movies and stuff like that. And I'm just like, well, here's your problem. And it's the same problem that you had back in, I think, what was it? Year did I turn 14? Batman, Tim Burton's Batman came out. You know, that's neither of those two are Batman. That's Tim Burton's Batman, and that's Christopher Nolan's Batman. It's not Batman. It's Tim Burton's Batman. It's Christopher Nolan's Batman. And once you just compartmentalize your brain to accept that fact, you'll enjoy those movies a lot more. You know, unless you're a YouTuber and you need something to talk about for the next 10 years and you have little red circles and arrows already on your, Photoshop ready to go. I hope you enjoyed the Odyssey. I hope it was good. You know what? I'm just going to start saying that about everything. Daisy was good in that. You see Tim Burton's Batman? Daisy was good in that. Right now, I am pretty much, one of these days, these streaming services are going to realize that just quit doing fucking series. Quit with the 1 hour once a week bullshit. I will watch a 7.5 hour movie. I'll watch it. I have no life anymore. My life is done. And I also have a fucking pause button. I can turn off a streaming service and it will go right back and show me where I stopped and what I watched. We live in a surveillance state. They fucking know where I stopped that fucking video. I like Apple because it backs it up 10 seconds when you restart it. Just give me a 7-hour fucking movie. I don't need the fucking credits. I don't need the opening. I don't need any of that shit. Give me a 7-hour fucking movie. If it's a SAG problem or a Teamsters Union problem, just give me a fucking ticker at the bottom that says, you know, I was a UAF. I support it. I'm fine with that. I'm a union man. Just fuck with these weekly something silly like Ted Lasso or something like that. That's fine. But like right now I'm on, I think season 4 of Silo. The book series I loved. If you've never read the Silo Wool, I think is the first one. Silo is really imaginative. It's not a Piers Anthony Incarnations of Immortality series, but it's still a good book series. And Apple TV's science fiction has been really good lately. They did a great job with Foundation, which is, nigh unfilmable. And let's see what else. They Invasion. Their science fiction's really good. Definitely, if you don't have Apple, if you like good science fiction, but again, every 45 minutes, I've got to click to the next episode and go just play the whole fucking thing. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to roll the credits for tonight because that brings to the end our episode. And just remember, hey, Daisy was great. She was great in that. So let's see if she's great in the quotes. Oh, you know what? Nigh a perfect more quote. Could be. I may even read a couple of these because I just love William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616. All the world, it's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Everybody have a great night. Love one another. And thus brings again another Church of Max sermon over. Please, I will be passing the bowl. Make sure that you tie the minimum of 10% and hit that like and subscribe button, or at least the like button. Yeah, ungrateful plebes. Have a great night, everybody. Love everybody. Do what you can to